Chapter 6. Waiting for the Troll. What relic could lie and survive in such a remote and unforgiving location? Tomorrow came and Archie rolled out of bed. He jumbled his supplies into his rucksack, dropped off his key with Bill and walked down the old steps leading to Bill's car. He loaded his bag into Bertha, Bill's trusty steed, ready for the 2.5-hour drive. He did not invite anyone else. He feared the events that would unfold, but also what someone might think if he told them the story of the last couple of days. Bill, tell me about my younger childhood. I do not remember it very well. What was I like? Where did I live, and what were my parents like when they were younger? That is some exceptionally good questions. I think they might be answered on this trip. I have a funny feeling about that. You were always interested in adventure, trying to figure out how things worked, and I remember a time that you sat on a bridge for an entire day so that you could confront the troll you were convinced lived underneath. You always seemed to be in a world of your own. Do you remember the time that you fell from the rock climb and somehow the rope wrapped around your leg and protected you from an awful injury? It looked like the rope had a mind of its own. You have always been looked over and had your fair share of challenges. Your parents were kind and loving. Justin and Janet always served so well. You could not have asked for better carers. Bill said. Carers? Said Archie. I just mean they looked after you well, Bill quickly corrected. The drive was long but filled with beautiful sights. Glencoe, just northwest of the Trossachs region and just south of the town Fort William, was arrived at via the A85 and the A82, passing Loch Tulla and Loch Eneachaclays, a ghostly but beautiful freshwater loch on Ranch Moor which becomes frozen solid during winter's cruel grasp. Funnily, the name meaning small loch at the armpit does not really capture its beauty. The drive then enters the glen which was bounded by the Great Shepherd, the Bushai Etive Moor, often shown on picture postcards, and the Little Shepherd, opposing Stobmick Marchuin, with other mountains all around. Eventually the valley leads to the Three Sisters, where Archie found a parking spot, having left early. He felt inspired by the mountains in this area, but the valley was no longer bleak as development had entered the valley in a form of a hotel. He stepped out of the car, breathed in the mountain air, and began the walk along the path that led to the mountain. There were few tourists today for some reason. The weather forecast had been a little risky for some but had changed just in time for Archie to brave the climb. He thought of his mother and of his friends, how they would have loved this sight and the view from Bidian Nam Bien, the highest peak. He felt a rush of energy as he viewed the peaks, as though the valley was magical, as though the gods sat on the mountains as armchairs and viewed the surrounding peaks. 3 volcanic peaks faced the road, forming 2 valleys between the tops, the one on the left being called the Hidden Valley and the one on the right being a much steeper climb. The peak Bidian Nam Bien, meaning Peak of the Mountains, was the target for Archie and lay behind and perpendicular to the front 3 peaks, Gir Anonach, Anonach Dub and Stobquar Nan Locan. Bill commenced up the valley to the right, avoiding the Hidden Valley where Clan MacDonald had hidden their theft and livestock, and he started to climb substantially. He heard the cry of a bird of prey he recognized from a nature program as being a golden eagle native to these parts. Shouldn't we take the Hidden Valley? Archie said. No, it's best to take the right path for now, said Bill. We can take the other path back down. Archie and Bill passed some slower tourists. One of them looked at them both with a suspicious eye. This confused Archie, but he put it down to a difficult day. The other smiled and stopped to chat with Bill for a moment. Her name was Susan, and she was here with her boyfriend. She described the climb as epic and asked Bill to join them on the walk up. He followed them for a while and then gave his excuses, desperate to climb the several smaller peaks to get to the top.